Hello everyone, I am Neha Kazi from Lilavati Lalji Dayal High School and College of Commerce. In our lesson today, we are going to talk about story writing. So let us begin. A story is basically a narrating of real or imaginary events involving real or imaginary people. So generally in exam when we are writing a story, it can be through our imagination or any real life incident that we have experienced and we can write about it. Okay. So this question is actually asked for 5 marks in the exam. So either you get a start or an end and accordingly you form your story. So you have to develop a story in about 80 to 100 words with the help of the beginning or ending which is given to you in the paper. Alright. And do not forget students, a title is mandatory. You get marks for the title also. So you have to give a suitable title to your story. Let us see what points we have to keep in mind. So there are 5 elements of a story. The first thing you have to remember is your characters. Okay. So there should be a protagonist. All right. And the other main characters. So protagonist is basically your hero or the heroine, the main character of the story. Remember, students, do not create a lot of characters. Okay. The more characters you write, the more complicated your story can get. So the fewer is better. Have limited characters in your story because do not forget your story only carries 5 marks. Alright. So if you try to build up more characters, it will take up a lot of time also. Then second thing is the setting of your story. So the time and place of the story, you have to describe the scene and you should keep it brief and very clear. When, like your locality, which place you're talking about, what time it is, you have to talk about the entire setting of the story. Then comes in an important aspect which is your plot. Okay, so here where the actual narration of the story will start. Okay, so the events that occur or the description of the situation will be written in the plot. So the events must occur in a proper sequence. All right. So whenever you are writing, you are starting your story, it has to be linked. Okay. There has to be a proper flow, a proper order in your story. So you don't write one thing first and then something else and come back to the first thing. No. There has to be a logical order to it. All right. Then the next thing is a conflict. Okay. So every plot, they say, must have a conflict, which means you have your main character. There is a problem. Okay. And that is what your main character will solve. That's how your story should revolve. Okay. So conflict is basically the focus of any story. It can be between any characters, a situation, it could be anything. All right. You create a problem and how your main character is going to solve it. Right. That's your conflict. Okay. And then comes in your theme. So theme is basically the central idea of your story. All right, students. So these are the 5 elements that you have to keep in mind while writing a story. I hope you have understood this. Thank you so much.